Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. How ya all doing? Gord, you're hurting hippie. And it's Sunday. It is the quiet day, or aren't they all now? Friends, I hope this finds you well. This finds me well. It finds me. And I have found you. You've read the title. Yes, I'm talking about intermittent fasting. I have been on it for a year. I didn't do it to lose weight, although, let me rephrase that. I did do it to lose weight, but I did it more to become healthy. I had been climbing in the weight department. Let's just say I've lost 22 pounds over a year. So, does it work? For me, yes. But first, friends, right now, -8. -8 with wind chill. It is kind of windy out there. -16. We had a really cold day 2 days ago, and we had a kind of nice day yesterday, and back to really cold, and tomorrow's supposed to be warm. And that is why I have had a migraine off and on almost every single day for 3 weeks now. It's driving me nuts, friends. And I can't take that much Advil, and I can't smoke that much CBD, so I have to just let it pass. But first, let's show you yesterday. Yesterday, I went for a nice walk. It was -6, but let's not spoil it. Let's put Gord up. Hey there. Hi there. Ho there. Gord, you're hurting hippie. It is. What is it? It is Saturday afternoon, early afternoon. -6 right now, but it feels actually really, really nice. It was -6 yesterday, and it was snowing, and it was windy. Right now, it's absolutely beautiful. The sun is shining, and we're doing absolutely wonderful. So that's just an update from Saturday. I hope you're well. I'm working on Sunday's video as we speak. I'm trying to think of what to do, and we'll get to you. Well, by the time you're watching this, I've already decided, haven't I? Peace and cheers, friends. Love and harmony. Hope you enjoyed that. Just a little short quip as I went out for a walk because I needed it. I was waiting for my groceries. That may be a story all into itself, but for a different time. I just had trouble getting my groceries and a very stressful day. I'm not sure yet what the outcome will be, so I'm not sure how I'll share it. Let's just say I will say Instacart. Boo. So, now, as we talk about intermittent fasting, I want to say that although I lost weight on it, it is not a diet. It is a restructure of your eating facilities, if that's an appropriate way to say it. First of all disclaimers, I am no doctor, no medical professional. I have no history of medical knowledge except for what I study myself because I've been sick for a very long time. And I found myself in February of last year after my yearly, after getting my yearly physical. And they told me my weight, and I hadn't had a physical in a couple of years. And I was 168. Now, you're looking at me here. I think you all know I'm not a big man, but I used to be 5'5.5". I had two things that really hit me that day. First of all, I used to always be just under 5'6", 5'5.5", and 145. In my heavier days, maybe 150, but I'd never been that high up in temperature, in weight. And it caught me off guard. And also, they told me, yeah, and you're 5'3", and I said, no, I'm 5'5". Well, let's go remeasure you, sir. No, you're 5'3". I had lost 2.5 inches, but yet gained about 30 pounds. So I knew that something had to give. And at that time, intermittent fasting was in the news, and Joe Rogan was doing an article on it, one of his experiences on it with an expert. And he also said, it is not a diet. It is a change of how you eat. And what I'll say basically is, it is eating for one period a day. They say a 6-hour window, and I tried to close that to 4, but it opened to 6. So what I did was I never feel very hungry in the morning, and also you have to remember that it's important to have your meal time when you can best do it. And I figured around 6 o'clock at night, I'd open my window, and by 9, 10 o'clock, I'd stop. And during that time, you're asked to eat healthy, but you aren't asked to cut calories or cut what you eat. It's basically in that 6-hour window, eat what you might have eaten during the whole day. And the idea around it is that your body is meant to be hungry and meant to be starving, and therefore while your body prepares for what it assumes is starvation, it starts eating its own fat inside. The fat cells in your body start getting consumed as for the energy you need to get through the day. If there's food in your belly, your body is not going to go after stores of fat. Those are there for when you starve. So your body will just continuously eat the new sugars for energy that are coming in, and you never attack the stuff that's outside of it. By doing this, just by changing and eating in a window instead of eating bits throughout the day and then still eating a fair amount at night, I have lost 28 pounds. I'm down to I got down to 145, and now I'm back up to about 152, which is okay by me. I'd like to lose more, but as I said, it was more about being healthy because of intermittent fasting. And again, this is anecdotal evidence, my friends. This is just me saying how it hit me. And there are many factors outside in my environment that may have contributed or negated from some of these positives. So it's not scientific, but in that year, my IBS issues in the morning have reduced by at least half. I used to be terribly 3 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the morning was just sick. Now it's uncomfortable. Now it's a little difficult, but it isn't driving me crazy. And my belly has actually gone down. My pants, I only have a couple pair of pants. I've been on disability for a decade, but my pants don't fit anymore. I need a belt. They fall down. It works, or at least it worked for me. Now, a lot of you might think, he's dieting. Well, I put together a little video of the kind of food I've created and eaten, and I really just grabbed, just for the past year. A year of eating, let's put that up and then let's talk about it, okay? What do you think of that? Lots of good foods there. Everything from burgers to chips to eggs to fish. It's been a good year. I didn't change what I eat. I did increase the vegetable supply into my body because for sure I was not eating well that way. You do need a balanced diet, but you don't need to diet. The problem with the diet, as far as I see it, and I've seen so many people go through diets, the problem I see with the diet is it's intended to reach a point and then you stop doing what you're doing. And then you bypass that point again. It's an up and down battle where intermittent fasting, for me, became a lifestyle change. I have not eaten today. I have my... What is intermittent fasting? Yeah, maybe for some of you, you're wondering, well, what do you do? I pick a time. And for most people, it's evening, where you can eat. That's the most socially acceptable time. Skipping a lunch isn't so big, but skipping a supper is. So I picked from about 6 o'clock to about 10 o'clock at night, I will eat. And I eat nice meals and I do well. And then around 9, 10 o'clock at night, I stop. I have an alarm set saying eating window is closed. And I stop. I wake up in the morning. I'm allowed water and coffee without sugar or milk. You don't want to put calories into your stomach. Coffee without sugar or milk is so calorie small that it does nothing. Your body doesn't look at it and say, oh, there's food that I can use for energy. It looks and says, I've got nothing to use for energy. And then throughout your day, you would think that if you don't eat, oh, I'm going to be tired. But no, you actually get more energy from your body burning its internal fat than you do from your body burning food that you've eaten and giving you energy. I find when I go on my walks, I go on my walk at noon and I'm hungry and my stomach's starting to rumble. And yes, you do deal with hunger pains, for sure. There is a side effect of being hungry and it hurts a little bit, but you get used to it. And then I go for a walk. And at the beginning of the walk, I feel a little lethargic, and then the endorphins start to take over, and I feel better. Exercise when you're very hungry. It really drives the endorphins and really eats at the body fat that you have stored for all those years. I went through 2 periods of weight loss throughout the past year, and both of them were fairly significant, each of them 8 to 9 pounds over a couple week period. And I can't explain how my weight loss happened. I can only say that I have tried real diets and none of them have ever worked. But I went to this and it was very surprising, very amazing, and I suggest only that if you're interested, you study it. And you study it from your point of view. And if you want to ask questions, ask away. I'd be glad to help, but I am no expert. I'm only somebody paying attention to this new lifestyle, which, by the way, is our ancestral ways. Our bodies were designed. We're not designed to eat 3 meals a day and a bunch of snacks in between and always have something in our gullet. Our bodies were designed like any other animal to eat when you can and be hungry in between. And be quite hungry. You're supposed to have hunger pains before you eat. That's how your body was designed. The world according to Gord. Anyways, my friends, you know what it's time for. Little known facts. I got a couple little interesting ones. First of all, the fastest surgeon ever ended up causing a 300% mortality rate. I haven't put the picture up yet, although this is kind of gross. But now, before anesthesia, speed was essential when performing surgery to minimize pain to the patient and also to ensure they didn't have as much time to writhe around during surgery. Surgeon Robert Liston was considered the fastest knife in the West. He was a pioneer in speed surgery. One time, when performing a battlefield amputation in front of a group of spectators, Liston cut through his patient's leg so quickly that he accidentally cut the fingers off his assistant. One man who witnessed the surgery was also caught by the doctor's knife. Upon feeling it tug his coat and seeing blood splash on him, he collapsed and died of a heart attack. So there's death one. Then, to make matters worse, Liston's patient and his assistant died of blood poisoning from their joint amputation. 3. This made Liston the only surgeon ever to have performed a surgery with a 300% mortality rate. Wow, eh? How far we have come. And, friends, Charles Darwin invented his own wheeled office chair. Why? Because the man's a genius, that's why. Although office chairs that were wheeled were already in production, they weren't comfortable in any way or ergonomic as what we have nowadays. The man was a renowned workaholic, and when he wasn't collecting specimens or eating them, he was sat down studying them and making notes. He found that in his study or lab area, he would have to go through the rigmarole of walking about the office from bench to bench, desk to desk. So, to maximize his productivity and save him some valuable study time, he decided to attach wheels to his luxurious armchair. And a bonus history fact, did you know that Charles Darwin ate one of every animal species he discovered? It's neat. That's neat. Friends, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope this finds you well. And if it doesn't find you well, I hope you get well, because you're important to me. Peace and cheers. Love and harmony.